like loving me had turned into a weight. You used to hold my hand without a reason, then suddenly your warmth became a season. You smiled less every time I spoke. I carried us while you let go, and somewhere between your silence and goodbye, I became the girl who only cries. Tell me, when your heart moved on, was I still beside you all along? Or was I loving someone who disappeared before he was gone? The day you chose someone else, I stopped recognizing myself. My tears fell harder than the rain, but you never turned around again. You left me holding promises that died inside your empty chest. And now every night feels endless since the day you chose someone else. I replay every memory alone, trying to find where our love went wrong. Was I too soft? Was I not enough? Or did you simply stop choosing us? I still sleep on my side of the bed while your ghost keeps living in my head. And every sunrise hurts the same, because healing forgot my name. I begged the stars for one more chance, but heaven stayed painfully silent. You were already gone before saying goodbye. The day you chose someone else, I lost the safest place I felt. My heart still waits where you left pain, even knowing you won't come again. You traded forever for someone new, and left my world in shades of blue. Now my tears know your name too well, since the day you chose someone else. Why wasn't I enough? I loved you with everything, and you still walked away. The day you chose someone else, something inside me died itself. I learned that love can disappear and leave behind a life of tears. If you ever miss what we became, I hope your heart remembers my pain, because I'm still breaking quietly from the day you chose someone else. You used to say my flaws were beautiful, like every broken part of me belonged. But somewhere your eyes changed slowly, and loving me started feeling wrong. I watched you lose your patience at things you once adored. My laugh became annoying, my love became a war. I tried shrinking myself smaller just to fit inside your peace, but no matter how I changed, you still found reasons to leave. I became too much for you, too emotional, too true, too apologize for breathing, for needing comfort when I broke. You made me feel like my sadness was something heavy you couldn't hold. I started hiding pieces of me, the loud ones, the weak ones too, until I disappeared completely, trying to become enough for you. Tell me, would someone easier have made you stay, or were you already leaving long before that final day? I became too much for you, my aching heart, my honest wounds. You wanted someone lighter, not a soul still bruised. And maybe loving deeply was my biggest mistake, because I gave you everything while you searched for your escape. Was I difficult, or just hurting? Did you stop loving me, or stop trying? I became too much for you, so you chose silence over truth. You left me carrying questions that still wake me in my room. Now I speak softer to the world, afraid my heart asked for too much too. But somewhere inside I still wonder, was I really too much, or were you never enough to love me through? You used to say my name like it was your favorite place, soft enough to heal me, warm enough to make me stay. Then little by little, something changed in your voice. My name sounded colder, like loving me wasn't your choice. I noticed before you left, before the silence grew, because the way you called me stopped sounding like you. I should've known love was fading slow, the moment my name stopped feeling like home. My name left your mouth long before you walked out. You stopped saying it gently, you stopped needing me around, and now I whisper it alone, trying to remember your tone. But every memory breaks somehow, since my name left your mouth. I still hear old recordings where you laughed and said my name, like I was your forever, before forever changed. Now strangers say it kinder than you did near the end. And I wonder how love dies without making a sound again. I carried all our moments, you carried your goodbye. a version of you I haven't buried yet. My name left your mouth like I was easy to live without. You erased me slowly while I kept holding on somehow. I still turn around sometimes thinking you'll call me one more time, but silence is louder now since my name left your mouth. Say my name once like before, like I still matter. My name left your mouth and took my safe place with it somehow, because your voice was home to me before you burned it down. If love truly disappears, why do I still hear the way you used to say my name before losing me became easy? You didn't leave with angry words, no shattered glass, no final fight. You just became a different person and disappeared beside me every night. We still sat in the same room, but your heart stopped reaching mine. I watched our love turn into silence, one painful moment at a time. You smiled less when I touched you. Your eyes looked through me somehow, and I kept pretending nothing changed while breaking down, because losing you loudly would hurt less than this. Slow endings leave deeper scars than love ending with a kiss. You broke me quietly, like rain destroying paper dreams. No noise, no warning, just pain hiding underneath. And I stayed hoping you'd remember who we used to be, but you broke me. You broke me quietly. I learned silence can betray more than cruel words ever do, 'cause every unanswered feeling turned into distance between us two. I blame myself for months, thinking maybe I asked too much, not knowing you stopped loving me long before you stopped my touch. I became smaller beside you, trying not to be a burden, until one day I realized I disappeared to keep you certain. Tell me, did your chest ache too? Or was forgetting me easier than surviving you? You broke me quietly without saying why you had to leave. I carried all our memories while you carried relief. Now every peaceful moment scares me, would have survived the truth, but your silence destroyed me more. You broke me quietly, and nobody saw me bleed, because invisible heartbreak still steals the air you need. I wish you had hated me loudly instead of fading carefully, because now I'm learning the softest goodbyes can hurt the deepest. Every night I hide my face in the pillow where your shadow stays. The room is dark but not enough to cover all this broken love. I tell myself I'll sleep tonight, but memories keep turning on the light. Your goodbye still lives in here, between my heartbeat and my fear. I used to dream beside your chest, now I count regrets instead, and silence whispers cruel things about the girl you stopped choosing. I thought time would save me, but midnight still knows my pain. Some wounds don't disappear, they only learn new ways to stay. There are tears under my pillow, secrets nobody knows. I cry where morning cannot see how much losing you ruined me. And every drop says your name, like my heart forgot to change. Now the bed feels cold and hollow, with tears under my pillow. I keep your old messages hidden, even though they cut like glass, because pain feels safer sometimes than accepting we became the past. I wonder if you sleep peacefully beside a love that isn't me, while I'm still holding shattered pieces of promises you didn't keep. My eyes are tired from hoping, my soul is tired from grief, but somehow missing you still feels easier than relief. Tell me, do old memories visit you too, or am I the only one still haunted by the truth? There are tears under my pillow, enough to drown every forever you told. I hide my pain beneath soft fabric, like heartbreak can be folded. But every night returns me to the girl you left alone, and my pillow knows the version of me nobody else has known. I'm tired of missing you, but missing you is all my heart remembers. There are tears under my pillow, silent proof I love too much. I keep used to trace my scars like they were stories worth knowing. Then somewhere your hands changed and every broken part became annoying. The way I worried too much, the way I loved too deep, the nights I needed comfort, the tears I couldn't keep. You looked at me differently, like I was hard to hold. And slowly I believed I was impossible to love. So I changed little pieces, trying to become someone new. But every version I created still wasn't enough for you. The version of me you hated still cries when nobody sees. She learned to apologize for things that made her human to be. You made my softness feel heavy, my sadness feel like a crime. Now I don't know if I'm broken or just blamed for too long. I stopped speaking when I hurt, started smiling through the pain, because every honest feeling made you pull farther away. I folded all my storms inward, pretended I was fine, until silence built a home inside this heart of mine. I miss the girl before you, the one who loved without fear, because now every mirror asked why surviving became living here. Tell me, was I difficult to love, or did you only want light without carrying darkness? The version of me you hated still searches for what she did wrong. She replays every ending, trying to fix a love already gone. And maybe I wasn't perfect, maybe I broke sometimes too, but hurting shouldn't mean I deserved losing you. I tried becoming smaller, I tried becoming easier, and still you left. The version of me you hated is the one surviving now. She's gathering all her shattered pieces, even if she doesn't know how. And maybe one day she'll realize her tears were never proof of weakness, because the girl you couldn't love was only asking to be loved gently. Before you, I thought love was supposed to feel like safety, like warm hands in cold weather, like someone choosing you daily. Then I met your promises, sweet enough to make me trust. You built forever in my chest, then left it covered in dust. I gave you every fragile part I never showed before, and somehow loving you deeply became the reason I broke. I didn't know hearts could bleed without anyone seeing. I didn't know goodbye could stay long after leaving. I learned pain from loving you, learned tears have different shades too. Some fall softly, some feel like people change without warning, without sound. How someone who once held you close can become the reason you fall down. I still remember your voice before it turned unfamiliar. Back when hearing my name from you felt softer, felt safer. Now I sleep beside regret, wake up beside disbelief, because losing someone slowly teaches a different kind of grief. Tell me, did hurting me hurt you too, or was forgetting easier than surviving? Another goodbye. I wish love hadn't changed me. I wish your leaving didn't stay this long. I learned pain from loving you, but maybe that's not all that's true. Maybe surviving this heartbreak means I learned strength too. Though tonight I'm still crying, still missing who we used to be. I know one day the pain you taught me won't be the whole story of me. I kept my phone beside me, like your name might light the dark. Every vibration made me hope you'd finally speak to my broken heart. I waited through cold mornings, through nights that wouldn't end, thinking maybe you'd miss me, maybe regret would bring you back again. I rehearsed forgiving you before hearing your excuse, because loving you made me believe pain was something I'd get used to. I thought one honest apology could soften what you broke, but silence answered louder than every promise you spoke. I waited for your apology, for words that never came to me. A simple "I was wrong" could have changed how I carry grief, but you left me holding blame while protecting your own peace. And now I'm tired of waiting for your apology. I defended you to everyone, even after losing sleep. Made excuses for your absence while hiding wounds too deep. I kept wondering if one day you'd remember all my tears and realize love deserves more than disappearing through the years. But maybe some people leave damage and never turn around. Maybe guilt doesn't visit every heart that lets you drown. Tell me, did you ever almost call? Did my name cross your mind before forgetting me at all? I waited for your apology, like waiting for rain in a desert heat. I starved myself of closure, believing you'd come back for me. But silence became your answer, and pain became my routine. Now I'm learning healing starts when waiting finally leaves. I deserved honesty, not this endless wondering. I waited for your apology until my heart grew tired of grief. Then one night I realized closure wouldn't come from you to me. So I'll stop watching empty screens, stop begging memories to speak, because maybe peace begins the moment I stop waiting for your apology. You said forever like you meant it, held my hands and made me trust. I built a home inside your promises, never knowing homes can turn to dust. I stayed through all your distance, through every mood, every storm. Loved you even when your silence started feeling cold instead of warm. I thought loyalty could save us, thought patience would heal what's torn. But some people leave slowly, while another heart still holds on. I kept choosing you, even when you stopped choosing me. That's the cruel thing about love, sometimes it survives alone. My heart stayed, you didn't. I kept fighting while you went missing. I held on to pieces of us long after your feelings changed. You left without caring the pain. I stayed behind inside the rain, and now every beat inside my chest says my heart stayed, you didn't. I remember the last time you smiled, like everything between us was okay. I didn't know that was goodbye, hidden behind an ordinary ordinary day. He moved on while I was grieving, started over while I broke apart. Funny how two people survive differently after sharing one heart. I still visit old memories like they owe me something new, but all they give me back is another version of missing you. Tell me, did love fade slowly in your veins, or did leaving me feel lighter than carrying my pain? My heart stayed, you did it. I kept hoping while you quit it. I learned devotion means nothing when only one person gives it. And I hate how part of me still searches for your shadow too, because my heart stayed even after losing you. I stay longer than I should have, because loving you was the only thing I knew. My heart stayed, you did it. That's why healing feels different. You walked away with lighter hands. I carried every unfinished sentence, but maybe surviving means learning not every goodbye is your fault. Still tonight, my heart remembers even when yours forgot. The cup you left still sits untouched, like moving it would mean you're gone. I keep strange pieces of you alive, even when I know I should move on. Your sweater still smells like memories, or maybe that's only my mind trying to keep what disappeared when your love stopped surviving mine. People say time changes everything, but this room still knows your name. And every quiet corner here remembers how you walked away. I cleaned the dust from old pictures, but couldn't erase the ache, because some goodbyes don't leave, they learn how to stay. Your goodbye still lives here, in every midnight full of tears, in the silence after music stops, in the space beside me disappearing soft. I carry your leaving everywhere, like losing you became the air. And even now, after all this time, your goodbye still lives here. I wonder if you knew life feels lighter without my sadness in your hands. Do you sleep peacefully now, without surviving what we planned? I stopped expecting your return, but hope dies slower than love. That's why some nights I still look up, thinking pain might reach above. I replay our last conversation, searching for things I didn't see. Maybe endings always whisper first before before becoming reality. Tell me, did your goodbye haunt you too? Or am I carrying ghosts alone, long after losing you? Your goodbye still lives here, hidden inside ordinary years. I smile sometimes, I breathe again, but grief survives in quieter ways. And every healed part of me still has scars where you used to be. Because some people leave without ever fully leaving. I stopped waiting, but missing you still visits. Your goodbye still lives here, not as loudly as before. Now it's softer, like old pain, knocking gently at the door. Maybe one day it won't hurt, maybe one day your memory clears. But tonight, the emptiness beside me says, your goodbye still lives here. I saw your picture with someone new. Your smile looked lighter somehow, and I kept staring at the screen, wondering why I still hurt now. Was healing easier for you, or did I never mean enough? Because I'm still carrying our ending while you're already calling someone love. I thought memories would hold you the way they still hold me, but maybe forever was temporary, only from your side, not mine. Tell me how you move so fast when I'm still breaking slowly. I stay loyal to the pain, you escaped it without looking. I was easy to replace, like my love left no trace. You found another heart to keep, while mine forgot how to sleep. And I hate the way I wonder if she's everything I couldn't be. Because losing you was heavy, but replacing me looked easy. Did you tell her the same promises, the ones that made me trust? Do your hands hold her gently the way they once held us? I compare myself to strangers now, even though I know it's wrong. Heartbreak turns confidence fragile and makes old wounds feel strong. I keep asking mirrors questions they never answer honestly, like why the girl who loved the deepest was forgotten so easily. Maybe you didn't replace me, maybe you replaced the pain. Because remembering us would force you to feel something again. I was easy to replace, or at least that's how it seemed. You moved toward another sunrise while I stayed trapped in old dreams. Was I forgettable? Or were you good at leaving? I was easy to replace, but surviving this changed me. Because people who love deeply don't heal at the same speed. And maybe you're moving on doesn't erase what we went through. Still tonight, part of me aches at how quickly you stopped choosing me. I learned how to smile in daylight, like my world wasn't falling apart. Answer questions with "I'm okay," while hiding storms inside my heart. Nobody saw the nights I sat shaking on the floor, trying to understand why your love wasn't mine anymore. I became good at silence, at swallowing every scream, because pain feels lonelier when nobody knows what it means. I didn't want pity, I only wanted relief. But healing came slowly, and grief stayed underneath. I cried where nobody could hear, behind locked doors through endless years. My tears became a language only darkness understood clearly. I broke in places hidden, so no one would worry for me. And now even my reflection knows how quietly heartbreak can bleed. I cried in the shower often, because water hides everything. Funny how sadness teaches you small ways to survive suffering. I whispered your name to pillows, held old memories too tight, because losing you left echoes that returned every night. People think silence means strength, but sometimes silence means surviving. Sometimes breathing through pain is the bravest thing left inside. Tell me, if you saw me back then, would you just have heard too? Or had my sadness stopped reaching you? I cried where nobody could hear, made peace with disappearing tears. I carried heartbreak privately, like love ending was my responsibility. And I know hiding pain only makes shadows grow deeper. Still hurting alone felt safer than admitting I needed someone. I wanted someone to notice, but I was afraid to. I cried where nobody could hear, until one day my soul grew tired, not healed, just exhausted from carrying all this fire. Maybe surviving means learning you don't always have to break unseen. But tonight, the quiet didn't notice at first. Love doesn't disappear overnight. It fades in small forgotten moments, in shorter calls and colder nights. You stopped asking how I was, stopped remembering little things. The girl you once protected became another weight you carried. I kept telling myself this distance was only a phase, not knowing hearts can leave slowly before bodies walk away. I watched your eyes change and blamed myself instead, because losing someone softly feels worse than losing them all at once. You love me less every day. I felt it in the things you didn't say, in the silence after my tears, in your hands no longer stay near. I kept loving harder, trying to save what slipped away. But some hearts stop choosing a little more every day. I remember when my voice used to calm your restless mind, and somehow hearing me hurt started sounding like a burden over time. You smiled differently near the end, like your happiness lived elsewhere. And I hated how I noticed while pretending not to care. I stayed because I believed old versions of you would return, but memories can't rescue love when one person stops fighting first. Tell me, did leaving feel slow to you too? Or did your heart already know what mine refused to? You loved me less every day, until one day nothing remained. I became someone familiar, not someone worth holding through pain. And maybe that's what hurts most, not losing you, but watching it happen piece by piece, while still believing. I would have survived the truth if only you told me sooner. You loved me less every day, and I loved you enough for two. That's why healing feels impossible when only one heart stayed true. Now I replay old memories, searching for the exact moment love changed. But maybe there wasn't one. Maybe you loved me less every day. stood in front of the mirror today, trying to recognize my own face. But heartbreak changed something inside me, and now even my smile look strange. The girl who laughed without thinking, the one who trusted love completely. I search for her in tired eyes, but she feels far away from me. You didn't only leave my heart broken, you left questions in my skin about who I was before you and who survived after the end. People say pain changes everyone. I just didn't know I'd lose pieces of myself too. The mirror doesn't know me, or maybe I stopped knowing me first. I became someone quieter, someone afraid of getting hurt. Now reflections look unfamiliar, like sadness rewrote every dream. And I wonder if heartbreak changes souls permanently. I stopped wearing things I love, stopped singing loudly in my room. Funny how grief steals colors until everything becomes blue. I learned to hide behind I'm okay, learned surviving isn't healing, because breathing through pain daily still leaves invisible bleeding. Sometimes I miss old versions of me more than I miss your touch, because losing myself completely hurts almost as much. Tell me, when you left, did you know I'd spend months trying to find myself again? The mirror doesn't know me, it sees tired eyes and unanswered grief. A girl rebuilding slowly from love that ended incomplete. Maybe one day my reflection will smile without pretending, but tonight even my own face asks, who did heartbreak turn me into? I miss who I used to be. I, before loving you, changed me. The mirror doesn't know me, yet somehow it stays every day, watching me gather broken pieces, learning new ways to survive pain. Maybe healing starts quietly, maybe lost versions return eventually. Until then, I'll keep searching for the girl I was before goodbye. I wonder if she knows the version of you that held my heart before letting go. Does she hear the softness in your voice, the one I haven't heard in so long? Maybe you kiss her forehead gently, the way you used to calm my fears. Maybe she's sleeping peacefully now, while I'm awake, drowning in years. I hate the questions in my mind, but heartbreak builds them anyway. Because losing someone you love deeply leaves shadows that refuse to fade. I'm not angry that you moved on, 'cause I stayed behind. Your new love sleeps peacefully while insomnia keeps company with me. You found warmth in someone else's arms. I still hold pieces of what we used to be. Maybe she healed something in you while you left storms living in me. I hope she's loved gently, even if that gentleness was once mine. I stopped checking your pictures, but memories still arrive uninvited. Funny how healing pretends to start, then one small thought reignites it. I imagine your laughter around her without the heaviness we became. And part of me feels guilty for wondering if you say her name the same. I know comparisons destroy peace, still grief isn't always kind. Sometimes pain asks cruel questions, then leaves answers hard to find. Tell me, when you hold her close, do old versions of us ever cross your heart? Your new love sleeps peacefully, and maybe that's how it should be, because not every ending needs two people carrying grief equally. Still tonight I mourn the future I thought belonged to me, while someone else dreamed safely inside the life I wanted. I hope she's never hurt the way I was. Your new love sleeps peacefully, and maybe one day so will I, without comparing my scars to someone else's brighter sky. Until then, I'll forgive myself slowly for grieving what disappeared, and for still wondering how you learned peace while I learned pain. Sometimes I still speak out loud, like you're somewhere in this room. Not because I think you'll answer, but silence hurts me more than truth. I tell the air how hard today was, how healing still feels far away. Funny how losing someone leaves conversations with no place to stay. Your side of the story vanished, mine keeps replaying every scene. And now memories feel alive more than the world around me. I know we're over, I know time moved on. Still part of me stays behind where we once belonged. I talk to the ghost of us, to old promises collecting dust, to the version of you who loved me before giving up. And every unanswered word echoes inside my chest, because sometimes missing someone exists. I remember ordinary moments, the way you laughed at nothing, the way your hand found mine like staying was always certain. Those memories visit quietly, then leave me unable to breathe, 'cause happiness becomes painful when it belongs to someone you grieve. People think ghosts are frightening, but ours feels softer somehow. Just unfinished love lingering long after goodbye. Tell me, if I disappear tomorrow, would old versions of me visit your heart too? I talk to the ghosts of us, not because I expect enough. I just haven't learned completely how to stop loving what was. And maybe that's human. Maybe grief speaks after dark. Maybe broken hearts survive by keeping echoes. I miss who you were before silence became everything. I talk to the ghost of us, less often than before, but still some nights memories return and loneliness becomes real. Maybe one day I'll stop answering when all love knocks inside my chest. Until then, I'll keep surviving these conversations with the ghost of us. The city sleeps while I'm awake, counting memories instead of sheep. Funny how the darkest hours always pull your name from me. The clock says 2 a.m. again, like heartbreak has a favorite time, when silence grows too loud and old wounds reopen inside. I thought months would make it easier, thought missing you would lose its weight, but some nights grief returns like it never learned to leave. Maybe pain keeps strange habits, maybe love does too, 'cause every lonely hour still sounds a little like you. My chest still hurts at 2 a.m. when the world feels far from me again. I hold my breath through memories, afraid they'll drown what's left of me. And every beat inside my ribs carries things I couldn't fix. Now midnight knows my weakness. My chest still hurts at 2 a.m. I scroll through old conversations, then hate myself for doing it, searching for signs I missed before we became this. I wonder if your nights are peaceful, if sleep comes easy where you are, while I collect unfinished feelings like broken pieces in the the dark. Healing isn't always forward, sometimes it circles back around. That's why old pain surprises you when you thought it was gone. Tell me, if your chest aches sometimes too, would that comfort me or hurt me more? My chest still hurts at 2 a.m. Not loudly, just enough to bend the parts of me rebuilding slowly back towards something whole again. I know surviving means accepting some scars remain beneath the skin. Still I wish missing you didn't arrive every night. I'm tired of carrying this, but tired doesn't stop breathing. My chest still hurts at 2 a.m., though less than it did back then. Now pain feels older, quieter, but somehow deeper in the end. Maybe one day midnight won't remember your name anymore. Until then, I'll keep breathing through the ache at 2 a.m. I changed the way I spoke sometimes, so my feelings wouldn't push you away. Learned to hide the heavier parts, just to make you want to stay. I apologize for things that never should have been my fault, because loving you turned slowly into walking through broken glass. I kept bending, kept shrinking, thought sacrifice meant love was real. Never noticed while saving us, I forgot how to save myself. I called it devotion, but maybe it was fear. Fear that losing you would leave nothing here. I lost myself trying to keep you, turned into someone I never knew. Made my world smaller so your comfort could grow. I gave away pieces of me, thinking love required suffering. And now I'm searching through ruins for the girl I used to be. You never asked me to disappear, at least not with words out loud. But disappointment in your eyes taught me what to hide somehow. I stopped needing things openly, stopped crying where you could see, because every vulnerable moment made me feel difficult to keep. Funny how survival changes people, until one day they look around and realize they're lonely even before being left behind. Tell me, if you saw who I've become, would you recognize the damage or call it love? I lost myself trying to keep you, and I miss me, not only you. I miss who I lost myself trying to keep you, but maybe losing me isn't forever too. Maybe somewhere beneath this grief, the old version still survives. And maybe healing means choosing myself for the first time, even while tears remain. Because loving someone should never require disappearing. I kept my tears like secrets, saving them for the right goodbye, thinking maybe one last moment would finally let me cry. But pain doesn't ask permission, it just settles in your chest. And everything I tried to hold in became heavier than the rest. I cried for you in silence, I cried for what we used to be, until even my sorrow got tired of carrying me. I thought I had endless tears for a love that broke so slow, but even sadness reaches limits, even grief lets go. This is the last tear I saved for you, not because I stopped loving you, but because my heart is learning it can't keep drowning too. So I let it fall slowly, no longer fighting what is true. This is the last tear I saved, the last one for you. I used to think forgetting you would mean betraying what we had, but I realize now that healing is not the same as being sad. I still remember everything, but it doesn't cut the same. Like old wounds finally learning they don't need to stay in pain. I'm not whole yet, not fully, but I'm no longer breaking in two. And that's something I never thought I'd survive after losing you. Tell me, if you could see me now, would you recognize the girl you slowly walked away from? This is the last tear I saved for you, not the last time I'll feel blue, but the last time I'll let your like learning to breathe again. This is the last tear I saved for you, and it falls without asking what to do. Not because I stopped remembering, but because I started choosing me too. And maybe love doesn't end in hate, sometimes it ends in truth. This is the last tear I saved, and the first one I release from you. I used to think healing was simple, like time would stitch me back whole. But every day without you only taught me how pain grows slow. I carried every memory like it was part of my skin, not knowing some goodbyes don't end, they just begin within. I waited for something to fix me, for a sign that I'd feel new, but all I found was silence and learning how to live without you. I broke in ways no one could see, smiled through what I couldn't say, and somewhere inside that suffering I forgot how to heal someday. When my heart forgot how to heal, I learned how real pain feels. Not loud, not dramatic, just quietly stealing what I feel. But even broken hearts keep beating, even when they don't believe. And maybe that's where healing starts, in learning how to breathe. I stopped searching for your shadow, stopped replaying what went wrong, because some questions have no answers, they just echo for too long. I still remember loving you, but it doesn't own me now, like a storm that passed through my life but no longer shakes my ground. I thought I'd stay lost forever in the ruins you left behind, but slowly I began rebuilding from the pieces of my mind. Tell me, was I ever truly yours, or just someone you forgot when you walked out that door? When my heart forgot how to heal, I thought I'd never feel real again. But even shattered pieces can learn to mend. I'm not who I was before you, and maybe that's okay too, because surviving this heartbreak meant surviving you. I still hurt sometimes, but it doesn't control me. I'm learning to let go. When my heart forgot how to heal, it still learned how to feel. Not just pain, but something lighter, something slowly becoming real. And now I understand the ending. Hmm.